here. We're jumping right in. Welcome back. No, talk your shit with CEO Devs. we got a true entrepreneur here with us today. Very excited about this episode. We're gonna jump right in. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? My name is LaRese Purnell, and I am the owner and managing partner of CLE Consulting Firm. We're an accounting, tax, and payroll services firm located right here in Cleveland, Ohio. And I also am the co-owner of Black Box Fix. Do a couple other things, man. I just
all over the place.
am a serial entrepreneur and really passionate about it. But glad to be here with you, Des.
Definitely.
Always a pleasure.
Definitely.
That word you said before, talk your what?
Hey, we'll try to keep it clean. We'll try to keep it clean.
So
he got an image up.
no, I'm glad to be here with you, brother.
Definitely. We're gonna jump right in. So, if you could tell the people just a quick, your entrepreneurial background, what got you started into entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship, I've asked this question a lot of times. It really is, it ties back to my upbringing. When we were growing up, in the Kinsman area, the Mount Pleasant area of Cleveland, and when I think about where some of my friends, either joined gangs, sold drugs, or played sports, it was a couple angles you pick. And, the key saying that people say is, you can't be what you don't see. And for me, what I was able to see is people that look like me that own businesses in those times, from Parker's Barbershop, from Snack Shack, the McDonald's, you had Save More, you had the gas station, you had Abby's Laundromat. And a lot of these organizations were owned with people that looked like us. Okay. And those were people who really dedicated their time to keep me off the streets, man. Right. They would let me come in there, sweep the hair off the floor, put some canned goods on the shelves, and I never forgot that, man, because if my father walked in right now, I wouldn't know who he was. Okay. So these were men that also encouraged me, one, to stay and care for my education, to make sure I finished it, that I stayed out the way, that I was to maintain myself with good character and integrity and hard work ethic. Right. So again, as I've gotten older, as I started to teach financial literacy, I would notice that a lot of people who got in my line were entrepreneurs. Right. And as a numbers guy, I always said bad business, personal finances equates to bad business finances. So I started to inflate the two and say, you know what, this is the area I'm passionate about. I feel like I owe it to entrepreneurs to give back like they gave back to me. So hence is why I do a lot of the work I do with entrepreneurs.
Okay. And it sounds like you had a lot of good mentors. Can you speak to that? What's the importance of having a mentor in your industry as you're trying to be successful?
Let me first say, in our community, trust. You have to be willing to trust somebody. Like they say, don't let your past dictate your future. Right. And people think that means occurrences, that means relationships as well. Because your daddy was bad, don't mean everybody else is bad. Because you don't halfway like your mother, don't mean an entrepreneur in the community, you should feel the same way about them. Right. So be vulnerable. Right. And I think that's what's important, because you can get a mentor, but if you don't listen, you're not vulnerable, you don't trust them, you're not really going to take anything they give you. Right. And it really won't help to elevate you. Right. So for me, I would say mentorship has been life-changing. Because it allows a leader that's not willing to follow, is not a true leader, because they're never growing.
Say that one more time.
So a leader that's not willing to follow is not a true leader, because that means they're not growing. Because they're only growing at their capacity. Right. But if you're willing to be led, you can always be expanded. Okay. So for me, it is really about just learning and listening and trusting and being vulnerable to allow somebody to even hold me accountable and say, LaRese, the way you handled that business transaction didn't really work out the way it should have. So what can I learn from that? And allowing those people to cover your blind spots as well is important. So again, in our community, a lot of time, man, we don't trust. And I gotta say that, Des, because nobody talks about that. We always talk about how we can get the bag, how we should rock with this person. But let's talk about some issues, some root issues that affect how our businesses can go to the next level. Because you don't trust, your business is gonna stay on that same block, and you're gonna have a block business versus a city business, a state business, a global business, because you won't get out your own way and trust somebody to lead you. So
wow, okay. That's a great segue into my next question. What is something that has happened over the course of your entrepreneurial journey that you've had to bounce back from? It might have dealt with trust, it might have anything. What's something you had to, an obstacle you had to overcome and you learned something from it?
No, I have to overcome an obstacle. And what they did is gave me clarity to something that speaks truth to power.
Okay.
Change is inevitable. It's inevitable.
Right.
Change is going to occur.
Okay.
So what entrepreneurship taught me was that saying is facts.
Okay.
It is facts. And so for me, I would say is learning that change is going to happen and it doesn't stop progress.
Okay.
What it does, it temporarily sets you back to set you up for a comeback. And that's in every situation. So sometimes when we go through that obstacle and it affects us, you know, a lot of either great entrepreneurs either sit down, get back up, or some sit down and never get back up.
Right.
Because real failures when you stay down.
Right.
You know, I get back up from them. So,
Yeah.
so I would say it's people.
Okay.
We don't want to talk about that. And all you business owners know out there, if you ask most entrepreneurs that have staff, what is their biggest challenge? They don't tell you the bottom line, paying the bills. They say my staff.
People. Yep.
People. And so I would just say that, you know, one, loving on everybody who comes to your doors and treat them all with the same level of respect, with level of honor, and understand that they're in your season for a period.
Yep.
And just enjoy them while they're there.
Don't take it for granted.
Don't take it for granted. Don't be so worried how long they gonna stay with me. Are they gonna stay with me my whole career? Are they gonna work for my company forever? If they there for a year, enjoy that 365 days you have with them.
Yep.
And then just make sure you impart something in them so they take a piece of you with them.
Right.
So I would say that's probably the one thing that I had to learn and be okay with having feelings about that.
Right.
When you know we could talk. You're growing,
Right.
watching you. But what I realized is when you work with me, that was my opportunity to impart something in you that you would never forget for the rest of your life.
Definitely.
And so when I see you out here moving and shaking, I'm like, oh, I remember I talked to him about that. I remember I pushed him. I remember that long conversation.
Yeah.
So again, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel proud, and it makes me feel that I'm being a true leader.
Okay. Perfect. We're gonna take a quick break where we're gonna teach you and show you.
Standing right here at Glen Village with Squash the Beef. If you haven't tasted it, you must taste Squash the Beef. I'm here with the owner, man, my main man, Curtis. Tell him about it, man. It's the place to be, right?
It's the place to be. So we're 100% plant-based, but we do vegan comfort food. It's so good to make you say, ooh-wee. So we got our kale lemonade, our peach mango lemonade. We do vegan comfort food. Today on Tuesday, we do Taco Tuesdays and nachos. On Wednesday through Saturday, we do our regular comfort food with burgers, chicken Philly fries, comfort fries, kale lemonade, peach mango lemonade. We got our cakes from Huff, delicious treats, carrot cake, pound cake. We got a little bit of everything for everybody. So come on down here and check us out.
Okay. Right, we're back. You see, as you see, Glen Village is truly the place to be. It's an entrepreneur's hub. You know, a lot of businesses getting great opportunity here. So we're gonna jump right back in. We want to know, what are some of your goals for the new year? 2023, what do you got to cross off the list?
2023, one, it's time to come out with a new book.
Oh, okay.
I've been working on a book just for entrepreneurs. So I'm going to give 10 tips in this book.
Okay.
So each tip is going to be an entire chapter. That's how serious. And I was very methodical about those 10 tips. So I got to help give you the game so we make sure that you go to the next level. So if you're willing to read, the tips will be right there. So I got to create that. And then I'm also working on a project to impact 35,000 families when it comes to financial literacy. So what I'm doing is
That's a big number.
Yeah, I'm trying to travel through as many HBCUs as possible So we make sure that life doesn't have to be our best teacher
Right.
to our next generation when it comes to wealth. We make sure we hit you before you sign the
it hits,
contract.
right.
I even talk to you about how to negotiate your first salary coming out of college. So maybe that
Yeah.
10,000 that you ask for more might be the 10,000 that you actually put into your 401k.
Wow, yeah, they don't
So-
teach you that.
Oh no,
For sure.
I'm going to take them the game.
They
man.
don't teach you that.
So
All right, that's great. That's great. Hopefully, you know, you achieve all of those goals. I'm sure.
I'll put it out here now. I
I'm
have
sure
no
you
choice.
will. I'm sure you will. So, speaking about goals, I know you're a busy guy.
Yes.
What are some productivity hacks? You know, what do you do in your day to day? How do you stay on top of everything outside of Shark? Because that's a cheat code.
yeah, that's a cheat code.
That's a cheat code.
Yeah, charge a cheat code for sure. No, what it will be is making sure that you actually use your calendar. How do you look at your phone that many times for Instagram but never opened your calendar
I don't
before?
get it. I don't
So
get it.
my time now is valuable. And one thing is I can get money back, I can get another car, I can buy another house. I mean, I can do a lot of stuff in life. But one thing I can back, I can't get that time back. So I would say from a productivity perspective is having the right team. If I would have learned that 15 years ago how important the people you pick to be around you is, man, I don't know where I would be. So it's again having people and position them on the right seat on the bus.
Right.
Because sometimes you have greatness around you, you just don't use them effectively.
Right.
So it's making sure that I put people in their passion while they're helping me achieve my passion.
Right.
So I would say that's one.
Gotta have a team.
You gotta have a team, and then it's managing your day. Stop getting up at 9 o'clock saying you're gonna be a multi-millionaire. By the time you wake up, I've had 3 meetings. You know, I went to the gym, I have read my word, I've got on a meeting, I've set my day up, I prepare for my meetings, I'm dressed, I'm in the car headed to the next meeting. So again, start your day early. Steve Harvey said it best. Like, we're gonna have a lot of time to sleep when we're in the grave.
A lot of times.
while we alive, let's go ahead and do what we have to do. Get up, sleep, work out, pray, have a good team, and maximize the time that we're here on earth.
You heard it here first from LaRese Purnell. How to stay productive.
That's right.
And then we're gonna close it out. The last question. What is some advice you could give to a young entrepreneur looking to come up the ranks and, you know, build their empire?
Stop focusing on hustles and hobbies. If you're gonna create a business, make it a business. And a lot of time we look for the quick get rich quick schemes,
Right.
and they have no longevity. And I promise you, if you focus on those, you'll be looking for those for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So get into things and ask your why. The most valuable question you can ask yourself is, why am I doing this? Am I passionate? Is it something I think can change or affect change in my community? And do people need it?
Right.
You doing something that it's 13 of them on your same block, and you wondering why, man, nobody's coming through my door because there's 13 other people doing it. So maybe look for that thing that solves a problem.
Yep.
And then the last thing I'll say is mentorship. You are not, my mentor said something to me years ago that stuck with me. He said, LaRese, nothing you are going to create in your career is the first time under the sun. Somebody has created it. You just haven't met them. So if that's the case, then look for somebody in that industry you're trying to go to and meet with them. Take them to lunch. Ask them the questions on how they got there, why they got there, what challenges they faced, what have been their successes. Ask the question before you start something and jump into something that not only are you going to dedicate your life, but you're going to dedicate your families, your friends. Because when you get a business, it affects everybody around you.
Definitely.
So I would say mentorship is key. And then put advisors. One of the key things I did for CLE that I think has really allowed me to create success is that I created an advisory team of 7 individuals with different industries, different levels of background. And now they're my accountability. So I go to them and I flush through ideas with my partner. So I would just say create that, and as a young person, people are willing to help you.
Definitely.
They're willing to advise you. They're willing to share.
You gotta be willing to receive the help. That's
right.
That's the biggest thing.
If you know it all, then it's going to be a lonely place.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to grow. Again, because you are only as big as your bank account and as big as your mind. But if you put 7 other minds, you as big as all 7 of your minds. So.
Definitely. 7's a good number. If you know, you know.
Absolutely.
If you know, you know. And with that, we're going to close out on No Talk Your Shit, episode 6 with LaRese Purnell, man, serial entrepreneur. Appreciate the time. Appreciate you sitting down. We got more content on the way, hopefully. Stay tuned. Where can the people follow you at?
Follow me on social media. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LaRese Purnell. Easy to find, LaRespurnell. Hope to see you there. Follow me, show up to the classes. As I give the tools, it's important that you use them in order to affect change in your life.
You heard him. Let's get it. No, talk your shit. CEO Des. Thanks for tuning in.
We have the services you need. It's time to grow your brand. Offering social media management, content creation, website design, and more. Check out our website for more information and free tips.